If you've been following the disappearance of the Michigan mother, Lynette Hooker, in the Bahamas, there's a major development I want to share with you. The case, according to a U.S. official, is now being investigated as a homicide. I'm Melissa Andrews, a crime and investigative reporter. Lynette Hooker disappeared on April 4th in the Bahamas. At the time, her husband, Brian Hooker, told authorities that the two were traveling back to their sailboat on a small dinghy when they hit some rough water and Lynette fell overboard. He's consistently said this is his story, this is what happened. He was initially questioned by the Bahamian police for several days, but never charged with her disappearance. But now a U.S. official is telling Fox News that this case is being investigated as a homicide. So how did we get here? It appears a lot of it is coming down to digital evidence. Now, the U.S. Coast Guard seized Brian and Lynette's sailboat called Soulmate, and on it, they're looking for GPS and location data. Where exactly were Brian and Lynette when Brian said that Lynette fell overboard? Well, it turns out, according to these U.S. officials, that the GPS data is not aligning with Brian's version of what happened that night. So the GPS is basically saying that this boat was not where Brian said that it was when Lynette allegedly fell off of this dinghy. Now, experts in these kinds of cases say that investigators are going to be searching through all kinds of digital evidence. They're going to be looking through computer systems, navigation systems, electronic devices, anything to establish exactly where this boat was and what happened before Lynette disappeared. We also know that as of last week, that new searches are happening in the Bahamas for Lynette based on the discrepancy in the GPS data and Brian's story of where they were when Lynette fell overboard. And several people have reached out to me who boat in the Bahamas and said, we're not talking about the open ocean here. Where Brian said Lynette fell off is in an area between two pieces of land. It's not a very deep area and it's not known to be very rough waters. Now, Brian Hooker has not been charged with a crime to this day. He said that he would continue searching for Lynette, but his last known whereabouts were in the U.S., that he was coming back to visit his ailing mother just after he was released. But this development, shifting from a missing persons case to a homicide investigation, it's a big change in what we know about this case.